Urbex is the spirit of the Northwest. You and I will travel and go on adventures together. There's nothing like the Northwest. You and I will experience new things together. There's nothing like the Northwest. And it can be found here on PNWURBEX. PNWURBEX is spirit of the Northwest.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Pacific Northwest Urbex. Still here in Federal Way, Washington, and it looks like we have an Office Depot that is in liquidation. Looks like it might be the beginning of the liquidation. It's about 10 to 40% off. But anyway, I got a phone call saying that they're closing from a good friend, and so here we're gonna go inside and take a look around. I haven't been inside of an Office Depot in probably, I can't even remember last time. Last time I remember, everything was so expensive, more than other places. So I remember not picking up some office furniture I was going to get. But anyway, let's go inside and have a look around, see if we find any deals, and just walk down memory lane real quick.
The state just reached a $900,000 settlement with Office Depot over the use of its free PC malware and virus scans.
Jesse Jones broke the story that ended the program in all of its stores and led to a record Federal Trade Commission settlement. Now Washington becomes the first state to take action against the company.
3 years after our investigation brought Office Depot's troubled PC health check to an end worldwide, Washington's Attorney General's office has stepped in to hit the company again. After AG Bob Ferguson says 14,000 Washingtonians were impacted by Office Depot's program.
So we've reached a resolution after a lengthy investigation in which Office Depot will be paying the state of Washington $900,000 and having to agree to never engage in this kind of conduct again.
Office Depot's PC Health Check was a free program that was supposed to diagnose computers for malware and viruses. And if any bad actors were found, the company would offer pricey fixes.
Full diagnostic repair.
Got it.
We went to stores in Washington and Oregon to have brand new, fresh out of the box computers tested. The problem? In the majority of cases, we were told our computers had symptoms of malware.
As malware symptoms were found in the machine.
Computer security expert Will Longman said Office Depot's results were wrong.
We found no symptoms of malware on these computers when we operated them, nor did we find any actual malware. So there's that potential for a consumer to be misled and potentially want to or need to fix things that aren't actually broken.
The scans used by stores required techs to ask customers 4 questions. They ranged from did they experience pop-up problems, slow speeds, virus warnings, and random shutdowns. If a tech checked the box, you had a problem.
When any 4 of them are checked, any combination, any single one, as long as one of those boxes are checked, you will see the malware symptoms in the report. It was an automatic that made it show up.
Shane Barnett, a former Office Depot employee, tipped us off to the company's program.
You're feeding on the fears of people that believe people are out to get them, that people are out to put viruses and steal their identity. And you're playing on that fear and you're trying to take their money. It's just the most unethical business practice I've ever seen.
Congresswoman Susan DelBene of Medina spoke out asking for a federal investigation into the company on behalf of consumers.
They were being taken advantage of, and so what was happening was unethical.
This spring, the Federal Trade Commission reached a $25 million settlement with Office Depot. $10 million was also paid by Support.com, the other company involved. Now Washington becomes the first state to take action.
You know, to enforce the Consumer Protection Act, you cannot engage in an unfair or deceptive business practice. This one meets both definitions.
In a statement, Office Depot says while Office Depot does not admit to any wrongdoing regarding the state of Washington's allegations, the company believes that the settlement is in its best interest to avoid protracted litigation. The state's money will ensure those impacted in this state will be refunded. The FTC is still working on its plan to get the $35 million to consumers. When it happens, when the plan comes out, you know, I'll let you know.
Oh, you will?
Absolutely not. I've been working this for 3 years. I'm just pay up. Can you just pay up?
Let them roll up the carpet on this. Thanks so much.
This store is closing soon. Stay connected and shop 24/7 at OfficeDepot.com to experience the same great selection of products and time-saving services. Check out our online deal center for top deals by category and have it all delivered to your door for free next business day on qualifying orders of $45 or more. And remember to become an Office Depot Office Max Rewards member to get 2% back in rewards on technology, furniture, supplies, business services, and more. Plus, take advantage of our exclusive members only savings available through our Office Depot mobile app.
You want to need a new office chair? It's only, let's see, 604, dropped 609, 544 bucks. And I don't need a chair that bad. Let's go around and take a look to see what else they have. You know, I'm pretty surprised on some of the products that Office Depot still carries. Makes me kind of wonder how they've even stayed in business this long for most of these items. I mean, most of us just get online nowadays. Uh-oh, it's calling on you. You know, some of the price points inside the store are pretty high. You know, like, for example here, a fax machine. Do you need a fax machine? I don't. I can't remember the last time I used a fax machine. But, you know, it's 10% off, was $252 down to $227. So that could be a good deal if you need to fax anybody, but I don't really know anybody that has a fax machine to fax anything to.
Hey, listen, you know the only thing better than buying a computer at Office Depot? Coming here to buy all your add-ons and upgrades.
Taking care of business.
Need software? Office Depot has guaranteed low prices on hundreds of titles. You'll also save on modems, memory upgrades, processors, all sorts of multimedia kits and add-ons. Are you taking care of business at Office Depot? Maybe it's time you did. Taking care of business.
You know, I've completely forgot that Office Depot had computers. I remember back in the day now, they used to, it was almost, I don't want to say it was like CompUSA, but they used to have aisles and aisles of desktop computers, laptops, personal organizers, just tons of stuff. And, you know, they're carrying software too, which is, I don't know, I can't remember the last time I went and bought a box of software. I mean, software nowadays, you just get through the App Store and load it onto your computer. So that was a little bit of a surprise too. Well, let's take here's an example of some of the software they have. Resume Maker, typing, Turbo PDF. I mean, you can find that stuff online and cheaper than what they're going to sell it here. Norton Security Virus, if you do need that. I don't know if that's necessarily cheaper online, but it's more convenient online opposed to driving to the store. Anybody need to do design and print? There's a lot of software out there for that nowadays. My invoices and estimates. Yeah, I don't think so. QuickBooks, okay, QuickBooks is a good thing to have, but download it online. It's just as convenient. But anyway, we'll keep walking around and see what treasures we can find.
John, we need 100 copies of that report printed and shipped by tomorrow.
We need a hand.
Office Depot's Design, Print, and Ship Depot. Just email or bring your documents to Office Depot. We'll print and bind any size job, backed by our satisfaction guarantee. Then ship it virtually anywhere. Office Depot, here to lend you a hand. Office Depot, taking care of business.
I did check out some of their backpacks. They were actually good quality, and they were pretty reasonably priced compared to everyone else. Not because of the liquidation, but just their general price. Yeah, and they still have telephones. Most of them are VoIP phones anyway. Actually, if you have a home office or a small business, those are actually used pretty often. And here we got some different monitors. They're kind of going awry. They're making you wait. Nah, it's just commercial. But let's keep walking around. And they actually had quite a bit of furniture. I do remember last time I had been inside of a Home Depot. I remember it was some furniture related. I can't remember if it was a desk or a chair I was looking for. And here we got some CD-ROMs. That'll take you down memory lane. They had quite a few, not fully stocked, but quite a few different types of hard drives, thumb drives, and the CD-ROMs that you see there. They had a decent assortment. If you needed one quick and didn't have time to wait for one to come in the mail, they had a decent selection, I think, for most people. Walking around the corner, this guy was the sign person out on the street. I don't know why he was so bundled up. It was actually, I think, like in the low 60s that day. It wasn't that bad. So again, here we have coffee, refreshments and things you can stock your office break room with. Anybody need a wall calendar? I know some people still use them. I actually have some friends that still use them. I don't think I've used one in many, many years. Cleaning supplies, yeah, you need them. Your office cleaned or office bathroom, there you go. you need to pick up some things for your kids. Here's crayons and, you know, paints and things like that. For your kids, that makes sense to put them in an office store. You know, and they actually had some gift wrapping stuff here and cards. I don't remember cards being in there, but I bet they've probably been in there for many years. Not these exact cards, but, you know, they probably have carried numerous cards for quite a while. You know, this bag right here, travel case, $42, $42.99 for just this little canvas bag. There was nothing special inside. I opened it up, like $42. I mean, you can find that probably on Amazon or even Walmart for $10, $15. And even that's quite a bit, but yeah, I don't know. You know, one thing that Office Depot was great back in the day for was pre-packaging pamphlets or booklets that you needed as a print center, FedEx services. I forgot that they even had all those. I do remember back in the day, though, that was pretty convenient. And that is the story in the beginning of the video where you've seen that they were doing laptop repairs. I think as part of that lawsuit, they stopped doing that. But I don't even remember them doing that back in the day until I seen that video. I'm like, it triggered a memory. I'm like, oh, that's right. They ran into all those problems. But luckily they didn't go out of business for it. But I think they learned their lesson from it as well. Well, it's that time of the video again. I think it's time to call this project a wrap. You know, it was great walking into an Office Depot. Brought back a lot of memories. I want to thank you personally for watching today. You take care, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.